Hey there, I'm Tony DeCopel. This is The Uplift. We got a great show for you, a great cast of characters as well, among them these. A little girl, just 6 years old, who fought for representation and equality in toys. Also a doctor who helped deliver prosthetics to more than 80,000 amputees in Ukraine, and he is showing no signs of slowing down. Also, two men who became friends after they turned 100, proving you're never too old to form new bonds. How'd they meet? What made them connect? You'll find out. And the selfless story of a woman who risked her job to care for a child in need. All of that and more heartwarming news. You know what you're watching, The Uplift. Hey there, welcome to The Uplift, the show that lifts you up for at least the next 30 minutes. I like to say me as well, and we're going to begin here. Steve Hartman, a lesson in equality. His kids as well introduce us to a girl who fought for representation when she was just 6 years old. Watch.
Good morning. This is Merrill, here to help with our lesson on
equality.
Emmett, this should be an easy one for you.
Yeah, the definition's pretty much in the word. Equality means being equal, especially when it comes to human rights and representation.
Good. And that last part, equal representation, that's what we're going to focus on here today. I've created a little Lego of our Kindness 101 set. Wow. What do you think of that?
Where am I?
This is you, this guy right here.
But, I'm a girl.
How does it make you feel that you're not there?
Left out.
Because she's not represented in the same way that we are?
Yeah, it can be pretty demoralizing if you don't see yourself, your sex or your race or your religion represented in a group. But the cool thing is, you can do something about it. As you'll see in this story, pulled from our library, filed under equality.
I'm coming in for another shot.
It was during one of her brother's air raids that 6-year-old Vivian Lord was struck. Struck by the fact that her army men were all just that. Men.
I noticed that there was no girl army men.
No girls.
They don't make them.
And were you disappointed when you found out there weren't any?
Very disappointed.
So the little girl from Little Rock, Arkansas wrote a letter that read in part, "Please, can you make Army men girls that look like women?" She sent copies to several Army men manufacturers, including Jeff Immel, owner of BMC Toys in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
I'd never gotten a letter from a child like that before, but every now and then somebody asks, do you have any female toy soldiers?
The answer is no, although Jeff says it is on a list of potential future projects. He even showed Vivian some of his concept drawings.
They were doing sketches, but they were busy making boy army men.
Vivian just couldn't understand why this has to be so hard.
I'm not a big company. It's expensive to produce a new figure set, so I got to do my due diligence and make sure it's something that people actually want.
And Jeff says a lot of people really don't want women in the vintage plastic military.
Part of the pushback over the years has been that there weren't women in combat during World War II, so including them in a traditional set, brandishing anything other than a nurse's bag, wouldn't be historically accurate. Might confuse the poor tykes. Of course, dinosaurs and Chewbacca never fought on the same battlefield either, yet no one seems to have an issue with that pretend play. So why not empower young girls by including women soldiers in these sets?
So,
get ready, Vivian.
I'm going to do it.
You're going to do it?
I'm going to do it.
So Vivian put this to the top of the list.
Yeah, she put it to the top of the list easily. Yeah.
Shortly after receiving Vivian's letter, Jeff commissioned the first prototype.
And that makes me super happy. I would play with them every day.
Every day.
I'm trying to get your airplane.
A decisive victory in the battle for equality.
Vivian Lord joins us now. Hello, Vivian.
Hi, nice to be here.
How old are you now?
I'm 11.
Are you still playing with your girl army men every day?
Not every day, but
Do you still cherish them, though?
yes, I still love them. I have them all set up in my room and stuff.
How did you feel when you got that first pack of Army women?
It was really cool because there was all kinds of different shapes and sizes.
So excited.
And I felt kind of proud that it actually came true.
Did this make you want to push for change in other ways?
Yes, it made me see other inequalities that were in this world, so I wanted to push farther.
So it sounds like your mission isn't over.
It's not.
All right. We appreciate all that you've done, and we're very grateful that you joined us today.
Thank you. I hope to see you again.
Same here. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You know, when Vivian wrote that letter, there was no guarantee it would make a bit of difference. But she wrote it nonetheless. She made sure her voice was heard. Because that's what warriors do in their battle for equality. We'll see you next time.
Until then, stay kind.
John Lawrenson from CBS News Minnesota takes us now to a farm with a non-traditional set of animals. You might not see them on Old McDonald's farm, but they are gaining in popularity.
The hairdos here with these guys is pretty fashionable in the alpaca world.
Oh yeah, they're very curious. They like people.
Beth and Eric Engstrom always knew they wanted a farm. But they never dreamed they'd fill it with non-traditional farm critters.
I've always had an extreme love for animals. I just didn't know it would go this far.
At the center of it all are the emus. Their leader is Bud.
Does that feel good, huh?
And he's the official greeter. Handsome fellow.
Yeah.
He thinks so.
He thinks so. Bud is 5.
5 years old, okay. So he's still a spring chicken, so to speak.
He's still young, yeah.
And he's always curious. Bud is one of a half dozen flightless emus you'll find here. The birds are native to Australia, but nearly 30 years ago, the Angstroms brought them to their farm near Schaefer.
We went into it knowing it was going to be a long haul type thing.
Back then, there were a lot more emu farms in Minnesota, but the market crashed, causing people here to sell off their birds. Today, supply is low, but demand is high.
The reason why they're becoming more popular now, and I firmly believe it's because of the TV commercial.
And Doug.
We've got a waiting list that's about 2 years long right now for emu chicks.
Chicks are a big part of E2s Emu Ranch.
So this could be a future Bud right here.
This could be.
The animals are mostly raised for breeding purposes. Not long after they're born, they'll be sent to a new home. Emu eggs are actually green to blend in with the springtime vegetation in Australia. It's actually the male that sits in the nest and takes care of the eggs. But due to cooler weather in Minnesota, the eggs get a little help.
In here we've got the incubators running. We've got 9 eggs going.
The Angstroms also make their own emu oil, lotion, soap, hair products, and lip balm. Beth is even starting to make jewelry out of leftover emu eggshells.
He's going to sleep. Yeah, that's what he likes.
Emu massage.
When you go out in water, he'll come up and put his head on your shoulder, and if you do that, he'll fall asleep.
A full-grown emu like Bud will be about 7 feet tall when he stands up straight. Because they're not always fans of open spaces and they love to run, the Angstroms built them long pens with tall fences. But when they want to get out, they do.
They can run 35 to 40 miles an hour, and if he really wanted to, he has, run fast enough to jump this fence.
That's why you need 6 foot
You need
fences.
at least a 6-foot fence.
Beth and Eric say when the emus escape, they always come back.
A face only a mother could love.
Yeah.
Because for birds like Bud, there's no place like home.
Oh, we're living our dream.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
In Chisago County with photojournalist Tom Avilas, John Lordson, WCCO News.
Coming up, you're going to meet the doctor who helped deliver prosthetics to more than 80,000 amputees in Ukraine. His commitment to helping people in that war-torn country, it is not wavering. Plus, an update to an incredible story of selflessness, a correctional officer who was fired for helping an incarcerated woman by taking care of her baby. Where are they now? David Begnaud will tell us. That is coming up.
You put yourself through so much. It's very respectable and it's very honorable. That's how I look at it. I'm so thankful for what she did, for what she sacrificed, and what she's pushing forward to do in the future for him.
When the war in Ukraine began, a Minnesota doctor made a commitment to help those who were injured. 3 years later, he has changed the lives of tens of thousands of people, and he is not stopping. Here is David Schumann from CBS News, Minnesota.
Dr. Greg Ekbom visited Ukraine last month for the 5th time since the war with Russia began.
The passion that I still have at age 75 is strong. It's burning brightly.
Through his nonprofit, LimFit, he's provided prosthetics to more than 80,000 Ukrainian amputees, the majority of them soldiers, but civilians too.
This trip was, I think, one of our best trips because of our prosthetic lab now being fully functional, up and running.
Each time he's there, Greg says the quality of care from the Ukrainian providers gets better. His team helps train them, sharing the latest techniques and also learning plenty from them. Greg says there are always reminders of the war around them.
We got off the train in Kyiv, and 1 hour before a missile hit right in the middle of the city, and we saw the smoke rising from the missile hit as we got off the train.
Greg says this trip was the first where Ukrainians shared concern about American support for their cause.
Are you standing with us? Are you going to abandon us? And my answer was to just tell them that I cannot control what happens in Washington or in the White House, but I can control what happens in my own heart and in the organization LimFit. And we are here, and we stand with you.
There are plans to expand the LimFit mission to other countries, and Greg intends to visit Ukraine twice a year.
As long as God gives me health and strength, I'm in it for the long haul.
In Minnetonka, David Schumann, WCCO News.
Coming up, we stay in Minnesota, beautiful this time of year, where a 100-year-old introduces us to his friend who's also a 107-year-old. He's the older guy. They met a year ago. We'll show you where. Our next story proves it is never too late to make new friends. John Lawrenson from CBS News Minnesota introduces us to a pair of World War II veterans who met a long time after they served.
We're on another little road trip.
On an early spring morning, 101-year-old Les Schrank leaves his Bloomington home.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And heads for Wisconsin.
Always look forward to going somewhere.
He's on his way to Pigeon Falls to see this man.
He is special, that guy.
107-year-old Reynolds Tomter.
He's first class and he is so down to earth about everything.
We went on a trip last year.
Travel is how Les and Reynolds became friends in the first place. They met last June at the 80th anniversary of D-Day in Normandy, France, and quickly realized they only live a couple hours from each other.
Hello, Les. Good to see you. Man.
Good to see you.
You are a world traveler. You're walking like you're only 60 years old.
For these two, age is just a number. But it's also a long-running joke, because Reynolds is 6 years older.
He is a whippersnapper. He is. He is so well built yet.
Oh, come on.
They get together just to shoot the breeze.
I've been enjoying life.
And up until last summer, Reynolds could still drive his car and his golf cart. So he gave Les the nickel tour of his hometown.
Was he a pretty good driver?
Reckless as hell. No, he's a very, very good driver.
Past the age of 100, there aren't many people who can relate to your life experiences. So it's inevitable that their respective roles in World War II come up. Reynolds was a merchant marine. Les was in the Air Force, and his plane was shot down during the war. He spent a year as a German POW.
We came from the same generation.
Same generation. And of course, as you sit around and visit, there's another thing that comes up and another thing that comes up, so it's a non-stop thing.
Thank you.
Conversation carries over to lunch.
For 105 years, I've been drinking black coffee just like this, ever since I was 2 years old.
I can stand behind you.
I'll kneel behind in the middle of you guys, if that's okay.
Together, these two are local celebrities. As the afternoon wears on, the two friends can't help but talk about their trip to Normandy and how they were treated by those they helped liberate.
And they all want to come and shake your hand.
Yep.
And they look you square in the eye. You people won the war for us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Even little school kids will come and shake your hand and thank you for saving my country.
Before Les heads back to Minnesota, promises are made that they'll see each other again.
I would love to go.
Whether that happens or not, Les and Reynolds are proving one thing.
It had to be pretty special.
Yeah.
You're never too old to make a friend. With photojournalist Tom Avilas, John Lordson, CBS News, Minneapolis.
Coming up, David Begnaud's update on Roberta Bell, the corrections officer fired for taking care of an incarcerated woman's baby. No regrets, she says.
I say, if the hospital called me to come get that baby, I'm going to get that baby. And he said, well, okay, I'm going to have to terminate you.
Was it the right thing to do?
Oh, it was definitely the right thing to do. And if I had to do it all over again, I would do it.
Two years ago, David Begnaud met a woman who helped take care of a newborn baby for the baby's incarcerated mother. Because she did that, she was fired from her job as a corrections officer. David now has an important update on that story of selflessness and love.
It's an early morning on the bayou as Roberta Bell arrives in Louisiana, her heart pounding.
Oh, I'm so anxious to see Kaysen.
Kaysen is the baby she raised from birth 2 years ago. His birth mother, Katie, who was incarcerated, asked Miss Bell to care for him.
She wanted someone that would just keep the baby until it was her time to get out.
At that time, Roberta Bell was a correctional officer at the Louisiana Women's Prison where Katie was incarcerated. She says she told her supervisor what she was going to do.
I say, if the hospital called me to come get that baby, I'm going to get that baby. And he said, well, okay, I'm going to have to terminate you.
Was it the right thing to do?
Oh, it was definitely the right thing to do. And if I had to do it all over again, I would do it.
She did it to keep Kaysen out of foster care. But after a brief reunion with his mother post-prison, addiction landed Katie back in jail. And Kaysen in foster care after all.
When I heard it, it just broke my heart because I had sacrificed to make sure that he would be taken care of.
Now this is where Skylar Moore and Christian Moore come in. They became Kaysen's foster parents.
This was basically her baby. You know, she had him for the first couple months of his life, and now she didn't know where he was, what could have happened to him. And like in my heart, I told my husband, I was like, I can't let her go to sleep another night not knowing that he's safe.
So she wrote to her to say just that.
A person that didn't even know me, didn't even know how to get in touch with me, but she found me. She found me. And so that meant so much to me.
Kaysen was placed in the right foster home because his biological sister was already living there. But for nearly 2 years, Roberta Bell was not allowed to see the boy she used to sing to sleep. State officials wouldn't allow it. So there she waited anxiously, outside that courthouse on that day, to see him again. For what we told her was going to be a court-appointed visit. There was already buzz among law enforcement about her being there.
Okay. You are a special lady. I have heard your story.
Oh, thank you.
You are so special.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And then, across the parking lot, Miss Bell saw him, and her reaction said it all.
Hey, my baby, come here, man, come here. Oh, come here. It's okay, Mom. Oh, my God.
Kaysen didn't really seem to recognize Miss Bell, but she held him close anyway. This was not going to be just a visit. It was Adoption Day, and Roberta Bell was going to be the guest of honor.
Hey, dear man. Hey, how you doing?
Miss Bell had no idea that Christian and Skylar had applied to adopt Kaysen.
So much, God, thank you.
Was it a nice surprise?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Inside, Judge Jeffrey Cash made it official.
Oh, there's some beautiful people. They're very good people. My prayer was that he be put with somebody that's gonna love him as their own and take care of him and make sure that he grows up to be what he needs to be.
Oh, it's just a happy day. It's a day of final realization that things are safe for him, and him coming to us was a blessing in total.
Christian is now the legal father that Kaysen was born without. And his deep gratitude towards Miss Bell comes with the weight of that responsibility.
You put yourself through so much. It's very respectable and it's very honorable. That's how I look at it. I'm so thankful for what she did, for what she sacrificed, and what she's pushing forward to do in the future for him.
In the end, it's not just about a baby. It's about a village, a love without conditions, and about strangers all becoming family.
There's no telling how many Christmases she'll pop up, birthdays, holidays. Might just come home from work one day and boom, Miss Bell's here.
And that is our show. I hope it brightened your day. I hope it lifted you up. If for some reason it didn't, those reruns, they do remain free. Press play again and have a good one. I'm going to find some better news.